Nothing. That's punctuality for you. Military timing, bang on the nose, 1800 hours. So, right, you are live. We're just going to wait for a few people to start dropping in so they don't join us mid-content. But appreciate those guys that have already been sat waiting. No doubt the title gives everything away. Just do me flies up. Now we are live on the shop floor. Decided to go live at 6 o'clock, hoping that a lot of people would be back from work by then. I've still got to go down to London to get my daughter, so it seemed like a good time. Less interruption in the shop. Number Coy, nice of you to join us, mate. Check your emails, mate, as well. Mark Childs is in. Hiya, mate. Mark, I believe you sent me an email. I need to get on that. I think it was you. If not, 9 people in. We'll give it a few minutes. This week in the shop's been absolutely hectic. I was planning on doing a little bit more on this, but with the auctions going on and normal business as usual throughout the week, you're welcome. Yeah, with normal business as usual, yeah, one thing left to another. It does get quite busy here. We've got a member of staff on holiday as well, so it causes a bit of an upset or an unbalance to what we can achieve. So, same in every workplace, no excuses. But so I decided to do a little live. Now, I'll mention it now and I'll mention it throughout. What we've done, Perfect Aquatics competitions page is now live. Those people looking in the comments will see Amanda Smith won the Nexus 320 and that got to her this morning. So no doubt she's pleased at punts with that. So yeah, it's already proven to be a big success. On top of that, a load of winners stories that we're already starting to see, which, you know, one of our competitors took 50% off voucher, got 50% off quite a hefty purchase on Awaze products, you know, and didn't actually spend a lot of money at all in order to receive that back. So there's more than one winner in every competition, including the one that we're going to look at today. So the one today, now we've got a few more people in, the one today that we've done is, again, not as good a standard as what I expect with regards to my photography and whatnot. Lots of plans, but we've also got plans for competitions in the future and deadlines start to loom up. So I thought what I'd do is I'd follow up with what it is that is up for grabs on this competition alone, which is the ability to win one of these 3 koi, which I'll showcase you in a moment, which are all valued at £1,000. Paul, nice for you to join us, mate. So the 3 fish that were selected for a reason, and I'll cover that in a minute. But in order to get your hands on one of these, you need to either already be a member on the Perfect Aquatics Competitions website, or if you're not, then just to talk you through briefly what you need to do. It's an extremely simple process. You need to create an account, same as always, same as all the other major platforms for any shopping sites. And then you will look at what competition you want to enter. So in this particular one, there is one of 3 koi of your choice up to the value of £1,000 or valued at £1,000. In there, right, what you then need to do is put down how many tickets you want to buy, answer a simple question, and it is simple. There's only one real answer, to be perfectly honest. And then once you've done that and you've answered correctly, the computer does the rest basically. So it will at random. So let's say we've purchased 10 tickets. You pay your money, you answer your question, 10 tickets are then entered. So for example's sake, if, right, we get tickets number 1 through to 10, i.e. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all right, against that, all of them tickets are going to be entered into the draw where one lucky winner will win one of these koi of their choice, just the one, whichever one they choose to pick. That said, all right, I know which one I'd have. I personally think there's one stand out amongst this, but it'd be interesting to see what the person that wins picks. However, alongside that, there's also an instant win part of the competition as well. So there are prizes that are available in there. So we currently may have gone down a little bit. So I've recorded some figures. As of 5:30 tonight, there was 496 tickets. I am aware that that is now reduced because some people have started to buy since I took down the information. So there's less than that now. And there's still the two top 50% off vouchers available to the value of £1,000. So they are instant wins. But if you win off one of them tickets, that ticket number is still entered into the draw that will take place on Monday. Ticket sales will end tomorrow at 8 p.m. Anyway, enough of all that. You're only here to see the fish or not. So I've already got the fish out, so bear with me. I'm just going to move the camera around, and I will move the camera around more. We are live and on poor, so I haven't got a cameraman. So I'm going to start with the smallest of the three. Now, those people amongst you need to think, all right? It may be the smallest, but it's valued at £1,000. All right? Have a little think about that. Just bear with me, I'm just going to dry my hands off. And this is where it's going to get a little bumpy for you guys watching, so I apologise in advance. But needs must and all that, he says. Ooh. Right, let me spin that camera around. Right, I'm going to try and come around the other side. Hopefully that glare will disappear, and it does. Right then, guys, so in front of us here, we have got Mauritian Ginrin shower, an extremely good fish. Now, Ginrin take a little bit longer to grow, hence the reason that it's a little bit smaller. Right. However, if you cast your eyes on the actual body frame of this fish, this fish has got an extremely good height, extremely good. You can see the hump in the shoulders. What I really like about the fish is the fact that the sumi that's up already hasn't got much left to do, but what it will do is thicken, so therefore I'm expecting that to go a lot blacker. It's got an extremely lovely memoir across the head itself. Okay, so pattern wise, it's there, nice balance. There's 3 colours in the head, which is a must, and a very decent balance of shiroji, which is white, sumi, which is black, and also the beni, which is the red. Okay, so for me, when we look at this fish, it is an exceptionally good piece. So the reason why I chose this is because it's Ginrin. The other two aren't, and exceptional quality. Right, very, very, very nice piece, guys. So this fish, bear with me, I've just got to refer to my notes. I think it was, off the top of my head, well, it's not off the top of my head because I've got notes. It measured in at 45 cm. So 45 cm Nisai. Okay, but again, listen to what I'm saying. 45 cm valued at £1,000. Why? Quite a hard fish to get of this quality at this size. Okay, extremely nice piece. It is stunning, it is stunning. Right, I'm going to put you back on here. This is where it comes a little bit disjointed, so I'll apologise in advance, but hopefully what we can do, I should be able to, should be able to do it this way, he says. Right, that's at least something, that's good. I think we're going to hold on that. Right, those people that was watching the live last night will know that we've done a bit of a Yamabuki. Somebody that's watching here will see that, or somebody that's watching, i.e. Colin Holland, they're going to behave. Out. Colin Holland bought a Yamabuki off of us last year from Izumia, which is where this fish is from, and his also is a very good quality. Now this fish, let me just have a look what you're seeing. This fish is also a 60 cm, so bigger, 15 centimetre bigger. There's not a mark on it. With regards to the colour, it's a lighter variant, so with your Yamabuki, they come in different shapes and sizes, different colour grades as well. But one thing I really like about this fish is the reticulation on the scale. You get quite a lot of single coloured fish that down the spine, the scale doesn't exist. So you get a line that basically just a line of skin and the scales come off either side. And part of the reason for my choice of this koi is not only for the colour, which is a very light yellow, but the fact that down the back you've got that additional reticulation where the fuchering comes in. Now for me as a person, personally, my own taste, I really like to see that in single coloured fish, because I think it gives that fish that little bit of extra quality. Now I'm just going to take you off of here so you can have a better look per se. So you'll see, hopefully, if I can get it, down the back on the spine, okay, you can see how there you've got that cross hatch pattern of the scales over this part here. Okay, a lot of single coloured fish don't always have that. Right, so for me that just gives that little bit of additional quality. Now Yamabuki are renowned for getting big fish, so when we look at this, the size of the head here is absolutely huge, and the size from the eyes down to the nose, right, creates two big triangles, and that's one thing that I'm looking for if I'm looking for a bigger size fish. On top of that, when we look at the distance between the front of the dorsal and the nose, that is huge, right? So the ridge in the skin, that distance there shows that this fish has got the potential in the right pond with the right feeding regime to put more body on, so this starts to fill out more. Now again, I have to reiterate, as dealers, we don't grow our fish or put that body on. We keep our fish healthy, sellable, and that will come in your pond, especially if you've got the ability, okay, which has been proven by Colin. The other thing on this fish, beautiful evenly sized pecks, okay, and the scalation is perfect. Right, it's not a scale out of place. Anybody that hasn't got yellow in their pond should also look at getting some, because it does actually break up some of those red, white and blacks. Right, so look at that, fantastic. So that's koi number 2 from Izumia, and that measures in at 60 cm. Okay, Jeff Lee's bought one in Crafty's auction. Yeah, there's one coming up on Tuesday actually. I might change that fish because I noticed yesterday, I'm just going to grab a sock. I noticed yesterday that there's a couple of scales that are a little bit out of place that have grown back, and we've got better quality in the shop. So this fish is a little bit feisty, so when I carried or transferred her across, yeah, she was a bit wriggly, so I ain't gonna risk it. So as you can see, she's a pain in the arse. And then the final one of three, and what I'll do is I'll put them all in the bowl afterwards, is this masterpiece from one of the masters of koi in the Showa variety, that being Issa. Again, we'll look at the body structure in a minute. Let me just take any little bits that are popped in there. Let me take you out that cradle so you can see it. So on here, again, you've got decent sized head, memoir to die for. This one's going to keep swimming around. Memoir to die for. So memoir is defined as the pattern that comes across the head. Now this fish is nowhere near finished with regards to the sumi development, the black. Okay, so what we can see though is what is of good quality already, but around here I would expect that to really thicken up with age, and the same around this section. When we look in here, there's more to come. So when we actually look at, which is going to let me pick her up, when we look there, you can see how it's grey underneath the scale. Just bear with, I'll do one of each. So grey there and round the side of the head. You can see that there's still plenty of sumi development to go. So, are you Lee? Richie, nice one, mate. Right, so Benny plate is very consistent throughout on this fish. Right, from Issa, this fish is one of them that likes to swim backwards. Right, but the Benny plate extremely strong and all the way through. So there's a decent balance of red all the way from the tip all the way through. We've still got 3 colours on the head for Showa, which is a must. Nice balance of Shiroji, the white, and a decent amount of black sumi, including the memoir. The other part is in the fin. Both fins are showing a good Motogoru. That Motogoru is basically the black that goes into the knuckle of the fish. So from Issa, again, when we look at that part, that's long. There's a good sized backbone. It's got a big head and a decent sized mouth to get that food in. Overall, again, let me refer to my notes, see if I can still read them because I just fell in a puddle of water. I believe this fish measures in at 50 cm, but don't quote me on that. Have a look on the website. So that's the Perfect Aquatics Competitions website. Again, valued at £1,000, like all of them are. Not as small as the first one, the Ginrin. That's got a better body. Not the size of the Yamabuki, which is a big fish. However, very good Benny. Yamabuki, scale perfect. Let me put them all in for you, and then we'll just have a quick comparison. Right, that way we can see all of the fish in the bowl. Calm yourself down. Three exceptionally good pieces. As you can see, that yum is a little bit mental. Single colour. Right, try and get some of the light out. Issa, Marusian, Izamiya. Normal Showa, Ginrin Showa, normal Yamabuki, i.e. not Ginrin. You can see the qualities there in this fish. Reticulation coming over the spine. Lots of potential for growth when you start looking at the size between the nose and the beginning of the fin. Backbone is tall, which means it can get a lot of mass in there. Fins are bang on. what you would expect to find, and an overall good body shape. Mauritian Ginrin shower. This thing is going to be a beast. Again, doesn't grow as quick as single colour, especially these. They're all the same age, but when you look at this, there is potential there for this to get an extremely powerful fish. Won't get the biggest fish, but it will demand respect from the amount of mass that you can put on here. It's got a very, very well balanced Beni, Shiroji and Sumi pattern. More traditional, like in the middle. It's not too much white, there's not too much just black and red. It is a very well balanced fish. I really like the way that the Beni frames some of the Shiroji on that fish. But the thing that stands out to me the most is how much frame and the size of the head. Right, this is going to be a shovel head of a fish with a huge body, like in the shoulders. Exceptionally, yeah, I'd be excited about that piece. And then the Issa that we've just looked at, really nice memoir, or memoiry, depending on how you want to pronounce it. You can see on the gill that the Sumi's still got to come. It's still building that Sumi, so however this finishes, it's going to look quite magnificent. Shiroji's of a good quality, the Sumi is very deep, and like most showa, the Sumi's not finished, which we don't want it to be really at 2 years old. You're waiting for another 3 years to see this fish, potentially more, before it is fully developed. From the master, Issa. Right, so again, all three of these in a bowl together. Who wouldn't want one of them? In fact, who wouldn't want all of them? But now you can really appreciate that Ginrin has got a hell of a body on it. That yam is good. Yeah, Colin, you're right, mate. Again, in the right pond, with good flow, with good food, that will body out in no time at all. Right, so these fish, right, you're going to see me sweating me, yeah, I'll refrain from what I was going to say, because I'm actually live. I'm going to put me back on, so we can just go over a couple of things again. I know you probably want to look at the fish more than me, so put that there, and then if anything jumps out, you can tell me. Right, which way do I do this? I'll go like that, and then I'll spin you guys around. And then that way, I can see what you're seeing. Right then, so, I hope that it's clear for me which one I would go to, or clear to you which one I'd go for. But ultimately, I can't enter. So, I was in two minds to enter one of these fish, because for me it's probably worth more than 1,000. But that said, that's the price that I've got them on for now. I could probably fetch another couple of £100, so I hope the boss isn't watching. However, it's a good standard of fish that is at a price point that in today's, what we're seeing today in the world with how far our money actually goes, to have an opportunity, not a guarantee, you know, but an opportunity like anything, enter a competition with a couple of quid, you can bag yourself something that maybe that you could only ever dream of. I personally have never really spent £1,000 on a fish, and most people it's out of their grasp. You know, even if it is, or even if it isn't, it doesn't really matter. Either way, whoever wins it has got the opportunity of buying one ticket to win it, you know. So we're able to do that, but we can't do that without people getting involved with what it is that we want to achieve. So like I said, at 5:30 there was 496 tickets available. I know that has shrunken, and the two top 50% off prizes are still up for grabs on the instant wins. So, you know, somebody put a tenner in and they won over £1,000 worth of instant wins, which was absolutely insane. but we've got no control. The only thing we have control of is what prizes we're putting on, what the main prize is, and how long to run the draw. Everything else is completely random allocated. So we don't even know. So even if the first person that bought the first 5 tickets, them 5 tickets get put into the draw, but the top 5 instant win prizes could go. We don't have any say on it. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do is, if you haven't already, and I know that some people that are commented on here have, because I see who enters, get yourself over the Perfect Aquatics competitions page. Get yourself over to there and register. Buy yourself a couple of tickets, and the draw will, the tickets will close at 8 o'clock on Sunday. Today is Friday. I don't know the dates, they've gone out of my head. But yeah, the tickets end on Sunday. We will draw on Monday. So basically what will happen is everybody that enters, you will be emailed what your ticket numbers are. Those ticket numbers are allocated to your name. The whole spreadsheet will be shown online, just your name and the ticket number next to it. That basically gives us everybody's name and ticket entry, and then we use Google number generator, random generator, again, which is something we have zero control on. So we just push a button, let it generate, and then that number will correspond to whoever wins, you know, whoever has been given that number on the ticket. So that's how it works, you know, just to keep it completely transparent and show that, you know, this is as legitimate as anybody can actually be. It's so transparent that you can see it. Now there was a little bit of a delay on the number last time, where it jumped from one number to another, but ultimately when we look back at the test runs, it done exactly the same, you know, so it just proves that we have no control. So anyway guys, I hope that this gives you a bit more of an insight into what's available. Even if you don't win, get yourself down to Perfect Aquatics. I'll show you quickly behind us, because this is what happens at a night time. It gets shut down, every pond covered, every net at its bay for the biosecurity. But plenty of fish still available. Also, while I'm on, I am attending the All England Koi Show down in Detlin in Kent at the end of September. So if you're close by, come in and say hello. Oh, ends tomorrow at 8 PM, draw on Monday. I'm sure I said that. If I didn't, it ends tomorrow at 8 PM, i.e. you can buy your tickets to that point, and then we draw it on Monday. Thanks for watching guys, that's your half hour. That's all you're getting out of me, Pete. I'm off. Thanks very much for tuning in guys, see you soon.